Continuing where last session left off. The party enters deeper into the town to look for more information. They enter a bar called Bildreth's Mercantile. Party then talks to a nearby band of gypsies with a leader named Vistani. Party tells Vistani they are in search of Madame Eva. Vistani says his sisters here are better attuned to read their fortunes. Einaxius gets his palm read and the sexy gypsy says his fate looks dark and high chance for gloomy end. Zeton gives her his palm and she is able to seduce him into giving her one of his body's dragonborn scales and also offers Zeton a drink, which he also takes. Okay, I want to point, giving strangers literally part of you and then taking their mystery drinks. Yeah, I think we just found our basic white girl of the group waiting to be roofied. Don't blame us one day when you wake up without a kidney. The female gypsy whispers into Zeton's ear and tells him a secret. The gypsy named Christoph in the band says to go to Tiesa Pool to find Madame Eva. Party asks the band about Strahd. They tell the party he is an undead beast that feast upon the living and that he only knew one true love named Tatiana. At this point, Thotham, who had been carrying the deep gnome corpse of Grease, is alerted when the corpse on his belt starts twitching. The body falls off his belt and the party then proceeds to see the corpse of Grease start writhing around, convulsing and flipping around like a puppet without any strings. After a minute the sporadic movements stop, and Grease twitches upright, vomits a pile of ashen mud and looks up at the party. It should be noted that Grease still looks like he did the day he died, but the bits and pieces that were smashed apart are now fused back together. His eyes are blood red from lack of function, and he looks up to the party to take in his surroundings. He greets the party like he just returned from a short trip. The party, understandably, is kinda freaking out now. Thotham backs away like he's seen a ghost. Cog takes the neutral approach to see how things play out. Specifically, Edric and Einaxius aggressively question Grease to see how he's back. He tells them that he saw his last moments, then saw Black Ness, and talked to the voice of the goddess, to which he ran to and now he is here. Edric wants to purge him right there, but the dragonborn Zeton steps in and protects the returned gnome, stating he is their friend and how dare they. Grease climbs onto Zeton's back and it looks like there is gonna be a rumble in the jungle until an old man named Ismark steps in and breaks it up. Ismark claims that things happened there in Barovia that they can't understand yet. Ismark wants to hire the party to be bodyguards for his daughter Irina to defend against an unknown incoming threat soon. Party agrees and goes to stay with him at his manor. On the way to Ismark's mansion, they pass the house of Mad Mary, who the party finds out that Strahd had previously kidnapped Mary's daughter in the past and that he has taken many women throughout town as he pleases. A weary-looking mansion squats behind a rusting iron fence. The iron gates are twisted and torn. The right gate lies cast aside, while the left swings lazily in the wind. The stuttering squeal and clang of the gate repeats with mindless precision. Weeds choke the grounds and press with menace upon the house itself. Yet, against the walls, the growth has been tramped down to create a path all about the domain. Heavy claw markings have stripped the once beautiful finish of the walls. Great black marks tell of the fires that have assailed the mansion. Not a pane nor a shard of glass stands in any window. All the windows are barred with planks, each one marked with stains of evil omen. Party rests at manor and goes to nearby church the next day. Atop a slight rise, against the roots of the pillar stone that supports Castle Ravenloft, stands a grey, sagging edifice church of stone and wood. This church has obviously weathered the assaults of evil for centuries on end and is worn and weary. A bell tower rises toward the back, and flickering light shines through holes in the shingled roof. The rafters strain feebly against their load. The doors open to reveal a 10-foot wide, 20-foot long hall leading to a brightly lit chapel. It is called the Abbey of St. Markovia, in the village of Krez. The hall is unlit and reeks of mildew. 4 doors, 2 on each side of the hall, lead to adjacent chambers. You can see that the chapel is strewn with debris, and you hear a soft voice from within reciting a prayer. Suddenly, the prayer is blotted out by an inhuman scream that rises up from beneath the wooden floor. At the far end of the church sits a claw-scarred altar, behind which kneels a priest named Donovich in soiled robes. In one corner, set into the floor, is a heavy wooden trapdoor held shut with a chain and a padlock. A young man's screams of anguish can be heard through the door. The party, surprised by the scream, proceeds to talk to the priest, who tells them about the dead in Barovia coming back to life occasionally. He tells the party the returned dead sometime act normal like before, and other times they slowly lose themselves to be other things. Inaxasis proceeds to point knife at Grease, to which, while set upon Zeton's shoulder, hisses at the half-elf. Eventually the party is about to leave. Edric and Zeton attempt to sneak into the trap-door room and break the lock. They fail to break it with bad rolls and have now pissed off Donovich. Donovich proceeds to tell them they are not welcome back anymore. Returning with Ismark to his manor. The manor is attacked by wolf-like creatures during the night. Strahd attacks house from outside but cannot yet enter. Strahd charms Edric to try to get Edric to invite him inside. Party tells Strahd to fuck off and that they know about Tatiana from a band from the bar. Strahd is furious at this and proceeds to disappear off in the bar's direction. Party rest at manor. The next day party is about to leave the village when run into Morgantha, an old woman selling moon pies. Greases steals one of the pies. Inaxasis buys one. Grease eats the pie and goes into a coma. Inaxasis sees this and decides to eat his pie as well. This is definitely the party of common sense. Party carries the two coma victims and exits village. Thotham trails much further behind as he is cautious of Grease. They run into a split path in the road, and a signpost opposite the gallows points off in three directions: Barovia village to the east, Sir Pool to the northwest, and Ravenloft to the southwest. Party agrees to go to Sir Pool, where they enter a camp and meets Christoph the gypsy. Madame Eva is awaiting our arrival. Everyone rolls dice for card reading. Grease gets the card of history. It say, knowledge of the ancient will help you better understand your enemy. Look to the west, find a pool blessed by the white sun. Edric's card tells of a powerful force for good and protection, a holy symbol of great hope. Look for a fortress inside a fortress, in a place hidden behind fire. Cog gets the card of power and strength. It tells of a weapon of vengeance, a sword of sunlight. Find the mad dog's crypt. The treasure lies within, beneath blackened bones. Inaxasis get a card that sheds light on one who will help you greatly in the battle against darkness. It says, look for a dusk elf living among the Vistani. He has suffered a great loss and is haunted by dark dreams. Help him, and he will help you in return. Zeton's card tells him that his enemy is a creature of darkness, whose powers are beyond mortality. This card will lead you to him. It says, look to the mother's tomb. Session ends here.